the Zerg player, so we'll see how the Mutalisks do in this confrontation. Mutalisks versus Phoenixes is not quite a fair fight, but he should really work on taking out these towers because the Zerg player pretty much knows exactly where every single unit's moving. And it wouldn't take very long just to... There he goes, picking off that Zergling. Quite a waste of energy. You could have had those Zealots to do the same amount of work. And we do have a third base now going out for the Zerg player. And also getting the Overlord movement speed. These Zealots are making quick work of those Zerglings. As that +1 did finish, now the Zealots only need 2 swings to kill off Zerglings as opposed to 3. Looks like this third base is going to get spotted. Looks like the Protoss player will work on trying to take that out. Yep, there goes the Void Ray charging up on that hatchery. Should be able to take it down. Yep, there goes the cancel. Taking out that drone as well. Meanwhile, we do have some Hydralisks moving down from the third base. This should be a good indication. We do have a third base now going up for here. Should be a good indication that that second base does now exist, so hopefully he'll send some units up there to check that out. We do have the extended Thermal Lance now coming up for the Protoss player, as well as his second expansion right now. And meanwhile, Colossus is stuck in limbo as he is short on supply. But we do have a 2 pylons coming up right now. Looks like Overlord's flying in to scout what he can see. He's going to spout that robotics bay and know exactly what's coming for him. We do have 3 Corruptors now in production here for the Zerg player, so he'll be able to deal with that Colossus very well. We have another Overlord just kind of poop and creep all over the map, which will delay any more expansions coming up for the Protoss player. But meanwhile, he is getting this third base up, getting ready to take both extractors as well. So maybe he'll do a drone transfer to get that up. Working on his creep spread right now. So it looks like both players are just kind of macroing up, not really doing too much aggression. Very cannon heavy here to protect this base. He's got 4 cannons up right now to do quite a bit of protection for this base. Might be a little overkill. Could possibly do the same thing with 2 cannons. So it's just extra minerals being wasted, but as he's sitting at about 2,400 right now, it doesn't really bother him. It'd be nice to see some more gateways going up just so we can start mass producing units as we get into the mid and late game. As you can see, we are at about 15 minutes right now. He's only sitting at 1 robo, 3 gateways, and a Stargate, but it's not really producing anything. Getting the Twilight Council up more than likely just to get the charge upgrade. Still working on producing out his probes. If we look at the economy though, we do have 44 workers for the Zerg and 31 workers for the Protoss player. The economy is much in the Zerg's favor as he does have those 3 bases, and the Protoss here is starting to run out of minerals in his main. Now working on that expansion, so it looks like he's just be 1 base play to 1 base play. We do now have that Void Ray coming in, and it's going to get sniped by those Hydras really fast. It looks like the Zerg player is just working on spreading out that creep, getting as much creep spread as possible. Phoenix is taking out those rallied Corruptors, doing quite a bit of damage to them, which is not going to be too good for him. And now we do have those 5 Corruptors out. It looks like they're going to... Oh, move command again. Oh, there they go. Now they're stopping to do some damage. Microing back that weakened Corruptor. Throwing the corruption ability on the that Phoenix to try and take it down as fast as possible. Meanwhile, we do have flyer attacks and missile attacks level 1 going up for the Zerg player. Zealot charge and Protoss ground armor level 1 going up, and 2 more gateways as well. Still sitting at 2,100 minerals, so quite a lot of minerals. If we look at the Zerg player, he is sitting at 800, so doing much better in the mineral account, but still both players are quite high in their money. I'd like to see him spend a lot of this larva that he's got saved up. Now sitting at 124 supply versus 92 supply for the Protoss player, so the Zerg army is slowly going to just start overrunning this Protoss unless he gets that perfect death ball up, which, judging by the way his forces are going right now, he's not going to be able to get enough up in time, as the Zerg's now climbing over 156 as he decided to sink a lot of that money into Hydralisks. It looks like the charge upgrade and +1 armor is just about finished for our Protoss player. So we'll see if the Zerg decides to move out or wait till he gets to about 200. But these Hydralisks are going to fall really fast to those Colossi. I don't know if these Corruptors are going to be able to do enough damage to them in time, as we do have more Hydralisks streaming across the map. I'd like to see him get some Roaches in there, maybe to soak up some of that damage from the Colossi. as the Hydras get in range to do quite a bit of damage. We do not have Blink coming up for the Protoss player, as well as getting a Phoenix out, and this creep spread is just starting to get out of control, taking over the entire map with creep. We are sitting on 4 bases now for the Zerg player, even though this one's not really saturated at all. Pretty good saturation up there, as well as right here. And just about mined out in his main. A lot of these drones are just kind of moving back and forth between mineral patches, so I'd like to see a nice little transfer of those, as now that last mineral patch is empty. More than likely we'll be transferring him down to his natural, as that is a place he has quite a bit of money sitting at, and even more Hydras coming out right now. Still sitting pretty good on both of his gas geysers as well. We do have a 3rd base now going up for our Protoss player, and 4 more corruptors in queue. Look at the resource counting station. We have 182 over 116, so it's relatively one-sided. And I rewound the game back to the beginning. Oh, that's terrible. Why would I do that? Alright, fast forward back to where I was. That was embarrassing. I'm so sorry about that, folks. Oh yeah, I didn't even go far enough forward. Alright, just gonna speed it up here. It just goes to show what happens when you hit the wrong button when you're playing. Little fat finger action going on. Rewind the game all the way back to the beginning. Now the spoiler's out, you know exactly how long this game's gonna last. So embarrassing. Alrighty. Anyway, we've got Scout Zealot coming up for the Protoss player. Looks like he's going to work on trying to take out some of these creep tumors all by himself. So he'll be able to reduce some of that creep spread. There he goes, charging again on some more creep tumors. But meanwhile, we do have all these Hydras coming up to take out that one Zealot. And there he goes down really fast. We'll see if the Zerg just here decides to move out. He does have 182 supply. Versus the 114 from our Protoss player. And that 3rd base just now finished up for him, but it doesn't look like he's working on transferring out too much. Very weird to see the production tab just completely empty. You don't see that too often in games. We do now have infestors going up, so it looks like he's going to be getting ready to get to the hive tech to get his plus 3 upgrades. 5 more Hydralisks in production. And our Protoss player looks like he's getting ready to move out with his little death ball of Phoenixes, Colossi, Stalkers, Zealots, and Sentries. So pretty good army mix. If you can get some really key force fields off, you might be able to pick a lot of that army down before it does too much damage. But he's got to mainly focus down on those Corruptors to keep his Colossi alive, make sure not to get out of position. If the Zerg player lets him keep macroing up though, 200 and 200, the Protoss player is probably going to win that engagement if he engages right. But the Zerg being on 4 bases is just going to be able to macro up a lot faster and get those units back. Now we have +2/+2 going up for the Zerg, as well as getting his hive tech up, and +1 ground armor. We have +2 weapons going up for the Protoss. Running really low on gas. He's spending his gas as fast as he's bringing it in. But I'd like to see 3 guys put in this gas geyser, possibly to get his gas income more even. We do have an engagement about to happen here. Looks like the Zerg here is now going to be the aggressor, taking the damage to the Protoss. It looks like a lot of those Corruptors are getting put in. They're focusing down the Colossi. They're not even worried about those Phoenixes. There's so many Corruptors here. They're just taking down those Colossi so fast. Meanwhile, the Hydra army is focusing down those Stalkers. And it looks like this is going to be GG real soon here, folks, as the Zerg player is just marching up the ramp, not even caring about the fact that there's cannons here shooting them down. And now he's working on the forge and the production facilities, as well as, nope, pulling away from that expansion. He just wants to go right into the heart of the production facilities. We do have a warp into 5 Stalkers here coming up, but the Hydras are going to take down the Stalkers way fast. Even throwing down some of that corruption on those units so they take even more damage. Meanwhile, there goes down the Cybernetics core, taking down those pylons. Looks like, yeah, he's focusing down more pylons, and we got a GG from Sliss. Alright, another ZBP brought to you by Ratgoska. As always, send any replays you'd like to Ratgoska, sc2@hotmail.com. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my games. I'll be casting, trying to get out at least 1 a day. I do work quite a bit on the weekends, so I try to get a few games put up on Monday afternoons. Thank you very much, and have a good day.